The roots of all goodness lie in the soil of appreciation for goodness. The Dalai Lama. Hi, and welcome to day 5 of our Gratitude Week project. Wow, I can't believe it's been 5 days already. It feels like it's been going on a little bit faster than I wanted it to go, but at the same time, I feel that there's a lot that I am learning and cultivating and developing and improving in my life, and I hope that you are feeling the same. So today I want to do something a little bit different in this video. I would like to recap what we've done for the past 5 days and illustrate the benefits of this practice with an experience of myself, something that just happened this morning. And I would like to show to you all how this practice is so beneficial that you can recall and use it at any moment that you need to. And I'm going to show it to you how I did it today. So for the past 5 days, we've been learning the importance of breathing techniques, the importance of bringing oxygen into our brains and into our bodies, and how the fact of breathing changes the physiology of the brain and of our bodies, how different breathing techniques helps us calm the nerve system. Others help us become more focused and get clarity of thoughts. Others give us more energy, that burst of caffeine, if you will, without drinking the coffee at 3 p.m. How some of the breathing techniques are kind of funny and we've never done it before, but when we do that, we are actually helping expand and improve and increase our lung capacity, which leads to longevity, I may say, healthier life. We've learned the importance of reciting mantras, how reciting a phrase over and over again, the vibration of the sound creates this release of some chemicals in the brain, and it opens up some parts of our rational brain that makes us believe in those thoughts. And because those phrases and sentences that we've been repeating are positive and good and in gratitude and appreciation of ourselves and others, it is important to repeat them so we can believe them, so our brains can believe them after a period of time. We've been learning the importance of journaling, how writing our thoughts down on the paper or on the computer or the phone, if that's what you've been using, how writing that down helps to unload the brain, helps to unload the thoughts, helps separate the garbage from the good thoughts. It helps separate the emotions, helps purge the emotions that we don't need to have, or helps us process the emotions that we are feeling and understand what is and what isn't, what we want to keep and what we want to purge. I usually give this analogy to my clients that when we journal, it's just like as if we're, hiking on the mountain and it is a very foggy day and the fog is covering the paths, right? Journaling is just like clearing the clouds, it's just clearing the fog so we can see the paths and we can choose which way to go. And that's exactly what journaling does. And the more we practice that, the better we get at it, the easier it becomes to us, the clearer our minds is. Like we make decisions with more clarity, we work with more focus, we understand ourselves and others a little bit better. So journaling it's very powerful in our daily practice. And how important it is for us to read inspirational quotes from people that we appreciate, that we think that are a good role model for ourselves and for the future generations to come. I appreciate that very much, so that's why I'm adding them to the practice. And I want to illustrate how beneficial this practice is with something that happened to me. So I'm gonna make this story short. because it is full of details, but for the sake of time, I'm just gonna brush it over. So my son missed soccer. My son is in high school right now, and he goes to high school in the city in San Francisco. And he plays soccer at soccer club also in the city. He's been playing there for 3 years now. And he missed soccer practice last week because soccer tryouts started in all high schools. And one thing that we know that the coaches say on the very first day on the meeting before tryouts start is that if you miss a tryout date, you are automatically eliminated because there's so many boys trying out for the boys team. There's so many girls trying out for the girls team that if you are not there during the tryout, they actually can't evaluate you. So if you miss the tryout dates on that week, you are automatically eliminated. Well, my son missed practice last week because his tryouts times happen at the exact same time as his soccer practices. So we let his soccer coach know in the club that he was going to miss because he had the soccer tryouts, but he shouldn't worry that he would be playing soccer 2.5 hours a day, so he would be sharp and on his tip-top shape for the games on Saturday and Sunday. Well, the coach didn't say anything, didn't get back to us at all, and my son got benched on Saturday and Sunday. He didn't play at all. The coach didn't say anything to Gus or to us, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't need to tell it to us. My son is 14 years old now, and he's a player. The coach didn't say anything to him. He benched him. He didn't say anything to him at all. And they lost both games on the weekends. He also benched another boy who was a very important striker who has been scoring for the past few days, but also for the past few games. But he also missed soccer practice because of tryouts. Oh, mind you, half of the team missed soccer practice because of the soccer tryouts. So then the coach sends an email on Sunday night showing his disappointment, stating his disappointment to the team, how the boys are not committed to the team, how they've been missing practice for no valid reason, and that was the reason why they lost the games on weekend. We had a conversation with Gus, and Gus felt that he was not responsible at all for losing the game because he didn't even play. So then Gus goes back to soccer practice this week. Mind you, tryouts are still happening, but now they changed the time. So my son goes to 2-hour tryouts and then 2-hour soccer practice back to back. So he's playing soccer for 4 hours a day this week. So yesterday night, the coach gets really upset at the boys because some of them missed again because of tryouts, and tells them that, this is the last weekend of the season and they need to win if they want to move up to a higher league, which that's what they've been working on for the entire year. And that he's very disappointed in the team because the boys are not committed to the team. So my son comes home and he's really upset because he said the coach told us that we should have missed the soccer tryouts to go to soccer practice. And, my son was really upset for so many other reasons. And you can mess with me, but don't mess with my kids, right? Isn't that how most parents are? If you mess with my kids, then you get like the mama bear that comes out in me. So I had a rough night because I kept waking up in the middle of the night and thinking about emailing the coach and trying to understand his rationale for, one, benching us without ever talking to him. Also, his outburst in the soccer practice this week and yelling at the boys, but not talking to them directly and telling them that they are not committed to the team. So I woke up several times in the middle of the night, but didn't get out of bed and didn't write anything down. So the more I thought about the situation, the worse it was getting, right? Because thoughts create emotions and emotions lead to actions. So the more I was thinking about this whole situation, the more upset I was getting. And I knew it got to a point where I knew I was getting emotionally hijacked. So I sat down and I wrote the coach an email. But get this, when I sat down to write the email, I was shaking. I was so overcome by my emotions. I was so upset with how the coach has been dealing with this whole situation, how he's been treating these boys who have been working so hard but had to miss practice to go to tryout. If you don't go to soccer tryout, you don't make the team. It's as simple as that. So I sat down here and I wrote an email, and I was shaking and I was taking over my emotions. So I was already emotionally hijacked. My email was very long, was very detailed. It was full of facts. It was very lawyer-like. The lawyer in me was so argumentative, legally, in the legal sense of the term. I added all of my evidentiary support that I could add. But before I clicked send, I knew better. And did you just see me? Did you just hear that sigh? Yeah, because I'm just remembering everything that happened this morning. Before I clicked send, I closed the computer and I said, you have to control yourself first, because this is not a good email. So I closed the computer and I sat right there on my couch where I tried to meditate, and I start taking deep breaths, deep belly breaths. And I was reciting the mantra, I am grateful, I feel gratitude, I am gratitude, I feel gratitude, I am gratitude. And although it helped me a little bit, I was still shaking, I was still emotionally hijacked. So that wasn't working. So then I decided to do the count to 4 breathing, which is the breathing technique for today. So I inhale for 4, I hold for 4, I exhale for 4, I hold for 4, and I kept going. And then I decided to do the loving kindness meditation to myself and to coach. And that's when things really start to calm down for me. And then I opened my eyes and I asked myself, what would help you, Miriam, be a little bit more rational about this whole situation? And the answer came, write a gratitude note to coach. This side of me was like, what? Are you kidding me? No, you are not going to write a gratitude note to coach. Just press send. And this side was like, write a gratitude note to coach. So I did. I came here and I picked up my 5-minute journal, which I love it. It's the one I've been using for 3 years now. I'm not affiliated to them. I get no affiliation fees, but I absolutely love this journal. So I picked up the journal and I opened up on the next day, and it comes like this. So then you write down your stuff there. So every day there's an inspirational quote, right? And the quote for today says, you can't disagree with another person's opinions. You can disagree with their doctrines, but you cannot disagree with their experience. Krista Tippett, or Tippett. And that's when it dawned to me. I thought, yes, coach has his own experience, just like I have my own experience, just like as Gus has his own experience, and they are all different. So I need to respect his difference, and I can't disagree with that. And then I asked myself, what else could this be? Well, he's probably hurt that half of the team didn't show up when he did. Even though he knew that there were soccer tryouts, he was there and he was expecting the boys to maybe at least arrive late. I don't know. He didn't email us. He didn't say anything. I can't speculate or read his mind because I don't read his mind. But what matters is that I took the deep breaths. I recited the loving kindness meditation in today's mantra. And I picked up my journal and I read this quote, and then I sat here and this is what I wrote. I'm grateful for, because that's the prompt. Coach taking us into his team 3 years ago. I'm grateful for coach creating a very special team that my son absolutely loves. I'm grateful for coach's volunteer work as a coach. He does a good job. And my daily affirmation was, I am gratitude. I radiate gratitude to all around me. I feel gratitude. I am grateful to coach. What would you make today great is also a prompt here. Releasing resentment against the coach. So what would make today great? Releasing resentment against coach. And I did. After I wrote that down, I put my hand in my heart, and then I did just a slow deep breath in, a slow deep breath out. I am grateful. I am gratitude. I feel gratitude, and another loving kindness meditation to myself and to coach. And I came to a place of compassion to myself and compassion to coach, compassion to my son, and compassion to the other boys in the team that were upset by the coach's outburst from yesterday. But understanding that each one of us have our own perspectives, and we are coming from different places, and we are all hurt. So I'm sharing this story with you guys because the practices that I'm sharing with you here, the tools that I'm giving you, they work. They produce results. They are so beneficial. They truly help calm the nerve system so we can gain our reasoning back, so we can actually deal with situations that are injected with high emotions like the one I did this morning. Again, there's a lot to it. There was an email from the coach last night to me that made me feel the way I'm feeling right now. I just don't need to get into that. You just need to know that there was a lot of hurt. And these practices work. They work with me, they work for me, they work for my clients, and I hope that you can see that they work for you too. So I'm not suggesting, I'm not urging, I am begging of you to continue this practice from now on, to continue the breathing practices on a daily basis, to recite mantras on a daily basis, to continue your journaling, gratitude journaling practice on a daily basis. You will reap the benefits when you most need it to. You are developing those muscles, and when you need to recall that habit, it will come to you very quickly, and you will help you. And the reason why I'm giving you so many different tools in 7 days, when I told you in the beginning that this is a 3-month work that I do with my clients, it's because if we are not going to work together from now on, you have those tools, you've gone through it, you know how it feels like, you know what they do to you, and you can just keep on practicing them. That's all there is to it. You actually don't need me behind you anymore telling you what to do. You have all the information right there. So I beg of you, continue this practice from now on. This is a 7-day project. It will end on Sunday, but you can continue your practice for the rest of 2019, for the entire year of 2020, 2021, 2022. You can teach this practice to other people, to educators. You can teach this practice to your students. For the leaders in this group, the entrepreneurs, you can pass this practice on to your people, to your teams, to your employees, to you parents. You can pass on this practice to your children, and to you students. You keep this practice to yourself, and you can teach your friends from school. You can teach your parents. You can teach your siblings. None of this is lost. It's all beneficial. It's all yielding amazing results. And that's why I'm here, and that's why I created this project. And I do hope that you keep on using, and you keep on practicing, and you keep on developing the muscles of gratitude and appreciation, because they do work when you most need them. They really do work. We'll see you tomorrow on day 6. Winding down our week, but this, to me, the way I see it, this is just the beginning of a very long journey. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.